times.
What were you working on specifically with DeJounte and CJ down there? Was it reading screens on the way you want them to come off of them?
Yeah, it was one of our sets, just showing them the different options and reads out of it. We're kind of newly putting it in, just showing them all the different reads and options for those two guys when they're in it.
Well, you don't get a lot of breaks in the NBA schedule, but I mean, you did get three days this time. I mean, what can that do for this team, you feel like?
It's great for us in the sense that we get a day off yesterday to fill our cups, rest, recover. We had a really good practice today, high-level, detailed practice. We'll get another one tomorrow. Probably not as much up and down, but some execution work. And it allows you to take a step back, look at some of our concepts that we're doing well and areas that we can improve in and try to pick some of those to go on the floor and work on.
You've made some strides in different areas, obviously less turnovers in this last game, putting up more points. What are a couple things that you'd really like to see the team attack in this stretch where you have a couple of days off? Very
similar to what you just talked about, making sure that we value possessions, don't give teams more opportunities to score on us, so valuing the ball, low turnovers, our shot profile, trying to make sure we're getting closer to 43s up. We were close in San Antonio, and quality threes. We want to get our assist numbers up. We feel like that's an area that we can really grow, sharing the ball, 0.5, getting to the paint, being intentional about the kickouts, getting to the rim. So those are some things we talked about offensively. Defensively, we got to guard the ball better. We got to keep teams out of our paint. We got to do better in transition. So we haven't been good in those areas. We're getting on the floor and trying to work on those.
What do you think particularly you see in the last minute of the San Antonio game when y'all didn't score in the last minute? Anything particularly
you got two good looks. Yeah. DeJounte got an in and out look. Yves got an offensive rebound and put back. And then Trey, third look, Trey got an open three. So 3 good looks, we got to knock them down.
Well, is it all about actually now just eliminating that really bad defensive quarter? I think last 2 second quarters, over 40 points both for OKC and San Antonio.
It is. We put together, I was going over it in my mind, 9 good quarters out of 12. And you got to eliminate those bad quarters and try to be sort of, more even if you can. And that's our area of growth. We know we'll come out every day and look at the things we do well and try to make some improvements, but we got to be better at trying to put more of a 48-minute game together.
And since you've got only just 2 games in 11 days, are you kind of almost treating this like a training camp, like trying to nail down those fundamentals, staying in front of the ball, things like that?
Yeah, we are. We're trying to you can't work on everything at one time, but we'll try to take 1 or 2 concepts on both ends of the ball, walk out on the floor, watch film on it, walk out on the floor, teach it, work on it on the floor, and then making sure that we're implementing it and seeing carryover when we get in games.
And how important is it to get – I know Herb's back, so he's almost like your defensive coordinator out there, that safety. But getting Yves Missi kind of up to par. I mean, he's still, for everything he's done well, there's still always some breakdowns. He's like your last line of defense. I know that you're asking a lot of him this year, but is that going to be a big part of what you do, trying to just get him back in that – or maybe win the flow with the guys so that defensively you guys will be just a stronger unit out there?
Yeah, Yves is growing. I mean, our whole group, it is almost like a training camp for us. We had so many guys out, different lineups, different rotations. Yves has been probably one of the more steady guys in the lineup and playing. He's covering up a lot for guys, so it's collective. It's our wings, guards doing their job on the ball with their communication, and then Yves covering us on the back end, going to block shots, finishing possessions. And even sometimes Yves is on the perimeter. He has that capability where he can switch screens and guard certain matchups. So it's going to take some work, but we're getting there.
And do you have any updates with Jose or Zion on their hamstring injuries?
They're both getting better. They're both progressing to do more on the floor, but no further update in terms of their return.
What about Javonte, Daniel, those guys? Are they going to be able to maybe play?
Day-to-day. More day-to-day with those 2 guys. DT went through practice. Tice went through practice, so we'll see where he is in the next couple of days.
And Hawk still isn't practicing?
Non-contact practice for Hawk today, but until we get affirmed, this is the update, this is the timeline, we just kind of play it by ear.
I know we kind of asked you about B.I., but just kind of getting back on it again. How is he doing, just mentally as far as, this process?
It's tough. I thought that was you go back and watch that play. He got up under B.I. They called it offensive foul, number 1. We didn't agree with that. But mentally, you know, it's been B.I. having that injury has been tough on him, and I had a chance to talk through with him, and it's going to be something that he just has to continue to try to take some positives out of it and take it day by day, attack each day. And I think the good news is that it's not career-ending, it's not career-threatening, it's not season-threatening. It's just a matter of, you know, how soon can he get back to himself.
When a play like that happens, is that something that you send to the league, or
We do.
You do? Okay.
We do. We sent it to the league, and we haven't heard back yet, but we'll see what they say.
Yves has been going through a lot of firsts this year. He said he finally got a shot blocked by Victor, obviously, in this last game. Is it kind of funny to hear things like that from him and just how new all of this is for him?
It is. You know, we forget that he's 20 years old, and this is his first season. We're putting a lot on his shoulders, and the beauty in it is that he can handle it. He steps on the floor every day, and you can see he is dialed into the details, dialed into what concepts we want to implement. I'm extremely proud of him, and I know I'll speak for our whole staff and what he's been able to accomplish thus far in the season, and we need him. So he's gonna continue to have a lot of firsts, and a lot of those firsts have been really good for him.
Thank you. Hi, Trey.
Hello.
Hey Trey, how much is this like having 3 days between games? Did it kind of help y'all kind of reset and refocus? Or?
Absolutely. Very excited for this 3-day. Be able to rejuvenate a little bit and be ready for Thursday's game.
And Trey, do you feel like you are finding the team that is some rhythm offensive? I know you just lost B.I., but the last 4 games you've been putting up the points, the 3-point shots and such.
Yeah, I mean, I just think it's just the evolution of, finally playing with each other, playing together, and figuring out what we do and figuring out ways to score best.
Trey, what's going to take defensively to start basically looking like the defense we've become accustomed to the last few years, right? Less points in transition, less easy shots around the rim and such.
Yeah, just communication, being together, and really just taking pride on defensive end, understanding that we're down guys and our margin of error is very small, so we have to make up for it on defensive end.
And do you think there's some growing pains with Yves, right, being a rookie and knowing all his responsibilities and such on that end?
It don't really look like it in all honesty. He's been great. He should be in, first team all rookie talks. Definitely Rising Stars game. He's been one of the best rookies out. So I'm just super proud of him and all the progress he's made.
Has he surprised you at how quickly he's kind of picked up on things?
I'm not gonna act like I'm not surprised. I am definitely a little surprised. Like if you saw him in summer league, you see him now. He's just 2 totally different players, and he's just so talented. Like I don't think people understand how talented of an offensive player he is, and just how quickly he picks up on things. So he has a really bright future ahead of him.
For you offensively, came in as a 3-point shooter, but your ability to get to the hoop, and you've increased that as well. Is it more just what you're seeing the defense and what they're doing, playing you, and as far as how you're attacking?
I think the biggest thing is just each summer I go into it, wanting to get better and figuring out ways to better my game, because at the end of my career I want to be one of the best players to ever play this game. And so by doing that I have to do different things during the off season. Also learn defenses, and the more you play, the more you recognize what teams want to get and give up. So that's the biggest thing.
And Yves been putting a lot of gaudy numbers up on the offensive rebounding edge. What have you seen from him makes him such a good offensive rebounder?
I mean, he's a super athlete. He's 7 feet with a 40-inch vertical, super high motor, and just active. And that's been the biggest thing for him. And just super proud of him. And he's going to continue to do what he's been doing.
What do you think are the next steps for him, offensively or defensively?
Sky's the limit for him. Whatever he decides to do. He's so talented, he can pick up on anything. So just continue for him to make strides and play hard. Appreciate it.
So Yves, how was practice today?
It was intense. It was an intense and sharp practice, I would say. Like an hour and 30 or something like that. So it was a good practice just to come in after a day off to just like get some juice and then ready for the next game.
And over the last 4 games, it seems like you guys have really found the offense. It's been clicking, the points have been getting there. You guys have been getting the 3-point shots up, but defensively, still a little bit too much on the other end. Those many transition points. What are you guys working on to kind of, find the right line where you can hold teams down to further, less points and such?
I would say the communication is the main part. I mean, I feel like if everyone is communicating with each other, we'll be able to like stop people in defense and then just like get each other back. I mean, if someone making a mistake, I'm here to step up to help him out, and then same thing for me as well. So it's just a matter of communication and just being sharper what we're doing and then be decisive of what we're doing as well.
What have you kind of learned about yourself in these first 20, 24, 25 games?
A lot. I would say there's a lot that has been thrown at me. I mean, I'm just trying to do the best as I can, trying to do the little stuff that can help the team.
What about playing against a guy like Wemby the other night? What was that experience like for you?
It was great. He's a great player. I mean, he's really tall. He's stupidly tall. And that was like, I think the first play he blocked me, which was interesting. I never got blocked like that randomly. So I understood that next time I just have to dunk the ball, just be more assertive whenever I'm driving to. That's it.
You've gone through a stretch here where you've had to defend a lot of different types of centers, whether they're athletic or they're tall, they can get out to the perimeter. How do you stay on top of all of those differences and, guard them the best that you can?
I would say just film. I mean, just trying to see how they're playing and then just to see how I can defend on them and then trying to see what bothers them, what I can do to help my teammates as well, because I know I'm almost someone, but I also have to help the guys. So it's just a matter of just watching the field and then try to execute it.
And how do you feel that process is coming for you as being the 5, so you're kind of the anchor defensively? How's that process been since day one to where it is now? How much further are you along in learning what your responsibilities are?
I feel I'm getting more comfortable doing it as well. I mean, the more I play, the more I'm getting used to the team and teammates, the more I'm getting better as well. And I feel like I said, the more I'm around these guys, the more I'm communicating, being more vocal, it helps me as well.
You feel like you're able to make the reads more easily now, on when to switch, when to help, and everything like that?
Yeah, I feel like knowing my teammates as well, what they want to do defensively. Whenever Herb is with me, I know what I can do, and when Herb is not on the court, and DeJounte, all these guys, just know what I can do.
How do you think it helps just having this? This is like the first time I think I have a 3-day break between games.
What do you say?
A 3-day break between games. How much does that kind of help this team kind of reset, I guess?
It's definitely going to help. I mean, just settle down, just getting some good practice like today, just be able to come here, get the work in, and then just focus again, and then try to turn this shit up.
You've been getting a lot of offensive rebounds lately. Has that been a focus for you?
Yeah, I try to go for offensive guys all the time. I mean, guys know I'm skinny, so they try to push me around, but I'm always trying to go, so it don't really matter.